right, let's make some noise. Clap it up. Woo, woo. Clap it up, y'all. Let's clap it up, everybody in the house. Let's start this morning with some energy, y'all. Wake the fuck up.
Yes.
It's time for the YANADAMEEN Godcast.
Yes.
Peace. I am Lord Jamar.
And I'm Digga.
Okay, and today we have a guest host with us.
We do. You do, rather. But
okay.
I'm part of the we in this movement.
Okay.
Yes.
Introduce yourself to the YANADAMEEN Godcast
Okay,
audience.
my name is Alexandra Hill. I am the best friend, bestie of the infamous, famous, beautiful, gorgeous God Queen Rah Digga.
That's my best friend.
AKA that snack in the microwave for 20 seconds.
Yeah, and on top of that, I'm also a radio broadcaster myself. So it's an honor to be here. I love y'all
Of the
for
last
Godcast.
standing jazz
the last
station.
standing. That's right. The last standing in the most famous, probably in the world, jazz station that's based right here in Newark, New Jersey. WBGO 88.3 FM.
Hello, you just revealed that we tape in Newark, and I didn't really want people to know, but okay, fuck
Well,
it.
WBGO
tape this shit in Newark.
88.3 FM to edit. Based here in Newark, New Jersey, has been for the last 35 years. I also produce a show called Newark Today with Mayor Ras Baraka. Started with Cory Booker.
Nice.
But now, of course, Mayor Ras Baraka being the current and reigning mayor of Newark. That could be until next month, until May 8th, when Newark holds its general election. So we'll see. He's running against a pretty strong candidate, I would say. That could give him a run for his money.
Okay, well,
All right.
we definitely support Ras Baraka up here. Great brother.
Absolutely.
I love your voice. You got a great radio voice.
Well,
I see
thank
why
you
you've
very
been
much.
doing this for so long. Well, welcome
Thank
to
you.
YANADAMEEN Godcast. Today's mathematics is build, destroy, okay? Build, destroy. In the math would be the number 8. There's a top cipher and a bottom cipher, so it's all about building and destroying. In order to build, you must add on and destroy the negative, okay, which is to take away from. So this is a day that you should plan on building, creating, and taking away the negative bullshit in your life. Peace.
I'm
Okay.
all about that. Amen to that.
All right. So listen, real quick. Last night, since today's it's going to come out on Sunday, we, Brand Nubian, had a show in North Carolina.
Okay.
I'm sure we tore it down.
Right.
Yeah. So shout out to Chapel Hill, Cat's Cradle. Yeah. That's a very
Shouts
historic
out to Charlotte.
historic venue in Chapel Hill. Cat's Cradle been there for years.
Okay.
We rocked there many times over the years. So shout out to y'all. Thank you for the hospitality and all of that. But in real time, just about going through our week, we usually shoot on Wednesdays, but today we're shooting on a Thursday because your man,
And why is that, Brother Jay?
Brother Jay, got locked up.
Ooh.
Sent to the slammer.
You're a product
The
of the
pokey.
environment.
The Bing.
Bing!
The motherfucking. The box. Yeah. I had to go through the system.
It's rough, huh?
Well, you know what? I'm not going to lie. I had a real courteous experience. I almost felt like a school shooter or some shit like that. Seriously, they offered me, McDonald's.
Oh, that's dope.
Okay, although I don't eat McDonald's, but,
No, in jail, that's like
that's
caviar.
the type of shit that you offer, white people after they shoot up
Right.
a school.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I felt almost whoa,
Okay.
there's some shit here.
Isn't that where they caught the
you
parking?
had an out of body experience. You didn't feel like a black man.
A
in jail.
little bit.
Okay.
They were excuse me, sir. Could you put your hands behind your back? It was just I don't know.
They knew you. They knew you were Jamar. From
No.
Brand Nubian? Oh wow. Okay.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Really?
These were some white officers, and then when I first got down to that precinct, I forget what the number of the precinct is or whatever. But, yo, everybody was pretty courteous. But I wasn't seeing, I'm looking for the black officers and shit. Like, where are these motherfuckers at? So they could be like, yo, that's the guard right there.
Right.
What are you doing? No such luck. But all these white officers, I can't front. Yeah,
It's so funny how
they
you
was
all
treating your man like a school shooter.
It's so funny when you get into some shit. I got a funny story actually, but you're always trying to find like that brother that looks like down that you could be like, ew.
Come on. So I get in there, right? They take all my shit. But now here's why technology is lovely. Your man had his smartwatch on.
Oh shit, check you out.
And they didn't know what it was.
Ooh.
So now this motherfucker make phone calls, it texts, it do. So I'm in the motherfucking cell making calls. I'm texting the homie Aaron Cooks.
I was wondering how he got. They text me like Jamar ain't gonna be able to shoot today. I'm like, how you know?
I'm letting people know what the fuck is going on. You know what I mean? It wasn't until they brought me down to the motherfucking Tombs that. They got
central
on
booking.
Yeah, they got on to the watch. But once I got to the Tombs, now I'm in my habitat because all the fucking COs damn near are black.
Yeah.
And you know,
I grew
in my age range.
I grew up listening to you.
Yo, I got in there. The sister, first of all, she put me in my own shit or whatever. Not that anybody wants PC and all this type of shit, but nobody wants to sit up with all these stinking, motherfucking mentally ill, drug addict motherfuckers that they have you all stuffed in these fucking cells with. So,
Right.
you know, she gives me my own cell. I'm sitting there. All of a sudden, I think she called herself Mrs. P. Shout out to Miss P. She looked
Peace,
out for
Miss
the
P.
God. She's like, special request. I'm like, what the fuck she talking about? All of a sudden, loud as fuck, Wake Up come on. She start playing Wake Up.
Peace to the God. Peace, Allah. Hey, yo, there go that brother Grand Poobah. Heard that brother got knowledge. Yo, True and J, brother. Yo, let's have that brother come over and add on to the site.
Singing all the words. Fucking talking about move on, black man, move on. Then she plays fucking Don't Let It Go to Your Head on whatever box radio they had on. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah, like I was like,
She just wanted you to know she was.
this is surreal. Like I'm locked up and you like playing my music and shit. But hey, they treated the God
At least
well.
they didn't ask you to spit a verse.
Yeah, they
that
pushed
would have just been the ultimate.
They helped. You know what I mean? They made my shit comfortable and you know what I mean.
You was not letting go what you got.
I think I got out of
for
there.
though.
Huh?
I said you was not letting go.
Well,
what
they
you got
pulled me
back.
over for fucking dark tint.
Okay.
Talking about
Some
my
bullshit.
tint was too dark.
I hate that. That's so.
I asked him earlier what he
I
get
hate
locked
that.
up for. He said some bullshit.
Oh, no,
I'm
no,
like,
no,
this he is
Yeah,
not trying
your
to
tint is-
No, this
he's
was
not
no,
trying to tell it up.
no domestic violence and no
Right.
shit like that. No.
I said that too. I was like, long as it ain't domestic, long as you ain't beat your wife up, we
said,
good.
nah, Chief. Everybody got their gates.
We
Everybody
don't
got.
need them problems.
Nobody got their gates knocked out. Everything is a-okay.
Tints though, that's the worst.
So yeah,
It
and
happens.
then some bullshit came up. On my, I don't want to get into specifics of all that.
Gotcha.
But long story short, they got your boy, and I just had to go through the bullshit of going through the system. It seemed like to me though, they need to get a brother maybe every 10 years or so, just to keep up with how you're looking, and you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Your address and all that. I think they. You know what I mean?
Keep
That's
the tabs on
A
you.
brother's bound to get locked up a few times during his life, just on a humble.
That's a
Just on a
conspiracy
humble.
theory. Yeah, that's a conspiracy theory that I can definitely subscribe to.
I mean, first of all, not all conspiracy theories are theory. There's what I call conspiracy practice.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It might be a theory because you, per se, don't have the, full-on proof. But shit, I know plenty of theories that
Right.
people put on
But we don't have the
as
proof 'cause
fact.
They keep it from you. That's
The Big
part of their
Bang
job.
theory.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Well,
Gravity is a theory.
Let's give Jamar a round of applause for getting out of it unscathed.
Okay.
He didn't get shot in the back.
Okay.
They didn't mistake his watch for a weapon.
Okay.
In his sleeve.
Right.
Just.
Oh,
Right.
and
Happy
they
year,
didn't give
brother.
me a rough ride.
Right.
Because
okay.
I could have got the rough ride from the precinct to
Right.
the motherfucking downtown. Because they put you in the van, your hands
True.
is behind the shit, and if they want, you could be tossed all around that motherfucker. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was all gravy. You know?
Happy to have you back. We back.
Happy to
Godcast
be
in
back.
effect.
You're not gonna stop us. I was trying to get out in time to do this.
No, you know what I said to I said to Halls, I was like, don't text me. I done already canceled the Glam Squad. Don't be calling me at 6:00 talking about he out. Let's go.
Yo, because I got out like around 5. I was like, I'm ready. I'm ready.
The makeup girl, shouts out to Tamara. The makeup girl is no longer available. I will see y'all niggas tomorrow.
So
Straight like that.
So speaking of, feeling like a school shooter or just shooting and gun violence, that's a big thing right now.
Yeah.
Just recently, a brother in Brooklyn, a mentally ill brother, got shot in Brooklyn by the police.
Crown Heights.
Now, he apparently was holding a piece of metal.
Yeah, I had the report actually on this story earlier today.
Saheed Vaseli.
Vasal.
Vasal.
Mm-hmm.
Saheed Vasal. Yeah, he's pointing a piece of metal, and from the video or the pieces of video that I've seen, I guess they were stills from video, I should say. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the way he was holding it did look kind of.
But the only,
gun-ish.
The only thing that's disturbing me about that, because to my understanding, there were people outside, like, he's sick, like they were trying to, I know when the adrenaline of the police is pumping, they react first.
Right.
But there were enough people outside, like, alerting them, like, he's sick, and
That's what was going on?
Well, Mayor de Blasio actually gave comments on it today during a press conference, and while there are people that gave those accounts, there were also people that supposedly called in. They had the 911 calls as well as
they responded to a 911
saying there's
call.
somebody with something. He's pointing something. What is it? I think it's a gun.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
They're not sure. So this is going to be a tough one because now the state's attorney general's office is investigating it.
I guarantee.
I mean, look at that. Look at that picture right there.
Yeah.
What does that look like?
It definitely looks like somebody holding a gun. It does.
I mean, the way his legs are postured, and you know what I mean.
But it's going to raise questions because if a man in his own community that people knew that he had multiple arrests, he had multiple run-ins with mental health services through those arrests, so people in the community knew
he was sick, so I guess they weren't threatened.
They knew he was sick.
They knew that. I guess he wasn't threatening.
Right.
But
then it's going to raise the questions about now it's going to be, well, how do the cops know this? How are they supposed to know that when they're faced with a situation of that magnitude when they have to make a split-second decision right there on the spot? But then again, they should have some sort of records, especially for someone that's been arrested so many times and has had so many run-ins with the police. The police in that neighborhood, in that community, should know better.
Well, I think this speaks to, like, gentrification, how, if we grew up around this brother, we probably know, he's a little wild. We know he ain't got no gun. He be wild.
That's what
but now you got white people moving into the hood. That's what the people that were
interviewing him said. And I was just thinking that. I said, I bet you the person that called.
Come on, you got white people moving into the hood. Now he comes up on you. All of us know. That's just
right. That's
whatever
crazy
his name.
Pookie
He ain't
down
gonna
the street.
do shit.
Right.
He just wilding.
Right.
He's just playing army man right now, you see? But to the white people who are moving into a place that they already feel uncomfortable, okay, but you go in there as an opportunist, okay, because you're trying to get some shit that, more bang for your buck, so you're going to go to the black area and try to get us the fuck out of there. And this is the type of shit that happens. Now, you don't know the community. You didn't grow up with these people, so you don't know the habits and characteristics of the people that you're coming amongst.
Well, in all fairness, let's not make this a white thing, black thing, because any new person moving into a neighborhood, if I don't know Crazy Pookie, my black ass is going to be on alert too.
Yes, but at the same time, I think when you're amongst your own people, you're able to sense certain vibes.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? Like if I
Absolutely.
wasn't from there, as a black man, I still might be able to discern, wait a minute, is this the crazy Pookie of this block? You see, 'cause we all got one.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So maybe I would say,
Right.
is this the guy of over here? Because I got a Ray Ray where I live at. You see what I'm saying? Y'all got a crazy Pookie. I got a crazy Ray Ray. So is this
Shout
crazy
out my
Ray
homeboy
Ray?
Sharif. I don't think he's crazy, but he's definitely, I don't know. He just
I wouldn't be as on edge as
he's
a
in
white
tune with
person.
nature now. Like
Put it
he
that way.
literally just left his life alone and said, I'm going to live on the streets, in the woods, and just be at one with the land. But he's still a normal nigga.
Now-
Come
now-
around,
There's
smoke
something
weed
to
and
admire
everything.
about
Now,
that.
real quick, speaking of mentally ill, okay, so we're talking about when we go to the Stephon Clark shooting, right? Now, that is obviously some crazy shit, 20 shots for doing some, breaking into cars.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, it seems that the media has chosen his brother. What's his brother's name?
It's Stephonte.
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 Stephonte
Yeah,
Clark to be the spokesperson for, his brother's murder. Now, Stephonte is obviously mentally ill. He's obviously mentally ill.
You think so? Why do you say that? I've seen his. I saw him. Shut down the city council meeting there in Sacramento. I watched him get up and walk out on Don Lemon on CNN. But it never struck me that it was something wrong with his mental health.
Look at it again.
Okay.
In dramatic fashion, chanting Stephon Clark's name, then jumping onto the mayor's council desk, demanding those in attendance chant Stephon Clark's name louder.
Stop, y'all. Stop, please. My brother just got shot 20 times. If everybody don't shut the fuck up.
How's your family holding up? How are you holding up? What does that mean?
Next question.
Okay.
Maybe.
Look, I saw 2 interviews and knew immediately this is a young man with mental illness who has no business being the spokesperson for this right now. But I'll tell you why they want him to be the spokesperson.
That I do agree with. It didn't strike me as mental illness, but I just thought, he was grieving in a way that he wasn't prepared to deal with. Like just the,
Right.
like his communication. He's not the person that should be like addressing.
I believe he was grieving like a mentally ill person would grieve.
Now that I think about it, though,
I'm telling you.
I'm going back, playing it back in my mind now. I'm playing that CNN
Maybe
Don
we'll
Lemon interview
we'll
he
play
did
it.
back in my
Maybe
mind.
Harold will cut in a little piece of his interview.
The only person that got the message, and that was just before we came on the air, was the mayor. He has called me and he said he's going to help us build the library and the recreational center. That's 24 hours. What the media does, they wait till a loved one dies, they find out it's a tragedy, they swarm that person, they put him in grief, they ruin their lives forever.
Yeah.
Don Lemon, say his name.
So tell me about your brother, please.
Don Lemon, say his name.
Stephonte, listen, you're in grief. I'm sorry for
If
You,
we
you
can.
might have a
Okay.
And just see and tell me what y'all think about the diagnosis, okay?
Yeah.
We'll be back. Okay? We're gonna take a break and come
Absolutely.
back. When we come back, we'll talk about what we're gonna talk.
Okay.
All right.
We'll be back.
system of white supremacy, according to all the evidence, is a complete system, meaning that it is a world prison. A world prison, and who are the prisoners? The prisoners is everybody on the planet who is classified as and functions as, quote, unquote, non-white. Black, brown, red, yellow, tan, beige, anybody who has color in his or her skin. That's the criteria. That's the basic criteria for racism. Now, everybody who is classified as non-white is in the prison of white supremacy. And if you can put in your mind a prison if you are an inmate of a prison, you are automatically serving the prison system. If you are a prisoner in a prison system, you are automatically, regardless of whether you want to be there or not, you are serving the purposes of the prison system if you are a prisoner in the prison system. Kindergarten. That's the way it works. It's no way to be a prisoner in a prison system without serving the prison system. So this thing of trying to find out which black person is a bigger prisoner than the other black person is folly. It's folly because it's not logical. Everything in counter-racist science, like everything in racist science, is based on logic, because logic is the only thing that's going to be successful. So that's why I'm saying it's useless to talk about which prisoner is rendering more service to the prison system. Some prisoners, just like on the slave ship, some people who were on the slave ship were taken up on deck. The sailors, the prison masters, the ship masters would come down the ladder and say, you, and you, I'm going to take the chains off of you right now, and you're going up on deck. And so you go up on deck. Now, you can refuse to go and get beaten and beaten until you finally do go, or until they just get tired of beating you because you are unconscious now and useless, so they get somebody else. But somebody's going. Why? Because you can do that when you are the master of a ship and you have cargo on the ship, slaves that have no place to go, wouldn't know how to go if they could get off the ship, and even if they took over the ship, wouldn't know how to run it. So what do? Just like all black people do, just like I do every day. Do what the slave master tells me to do. That goes you to show the awesome power of the system of white supremacy. Sometimes some of us, by looking at the other slaves on the ship, get the idea that we're not on the slave ship too, and that we're slaves, equal slaves. Now, sometimes we get the impression that we're not, because I still give that slave ship analogy, making it the prison analogy, because it's the same thing. Prison, slaves, prison, same thing. All right. So one slave says to the other, you know, you got the incorrect attitude. We're both slaves, but you don't have any dignity. And other slaves say, yeah, you say that I'm silly. Say, yeah, you're silly and I'm dignified. So that raises a question based on logic. What is the difference between a dignified slave and a silly one? And the answer is, one is dignified and one is silly. And that's the only difference.
Peace. It's the absence of all confusion. United we stand, divided we fall. 2 fingers together is the real peace sign, y'all. Brand Nubian peace gear. Hoodies. T-shirts. Snapbacks. Available at hoodg.com. Get yours today.